What would you do if you were suspended high up on a shaky branch with thousands of giant bees buzzing inches from your face and only a bundle of smoking leaves for protection? Today, we are wading through deep mud and climbing some incredibly sketchy trees in the wild swamps of southern Vietnam. Our goal? Pure, wild honey. It's a challenge of patience, high stakes, and a very deep respect for nature. Let's get right into the swamp. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you deep into a place that most people would never dare to step foot in. The dense, humid mangrove and nipa palm swamps of southern Vietnam. If you look around, all you see are towering palm fronds blocking out the sun and thick, dark mud that threatens to swallow your boots with every single step. It's hot, it's muddy, and the mosquitoes here are relentless. But for me, this place is a gold mine. Not the kind of gold you mine from the earth, but liquid gold. Today, we are hunting for wild giant honeybees. In this region, wild honey hunting is a tradition passed down through generations. These aren't your typical backyard garden bees. These are Apis dorsata, the giant Asian honeybee. They are aggressive, highly protective of their hives, and their stings can be incredibly painful, if not dangerous. But their honey is some of the purest, most complex wild honey you can find on Earth. As we push through the thick brush, I have to keep my eyes glued to the canopy. You see, these bees don't build their nests in hollow trees. They build massive, open-air combs hanging from sturdy branches. To find them, you need to understand the flight paths of the worker bees. You look for a single bee collecting water or pollen, and you follow its line of sight. It takes years of practice, a lot of patience, and a healthy dose of respect for nature. Right now, we are approaching a spot where I found a massive hive about 12 days ago. I actually harvested it once back then, but unfortunately, my camera broke down, and I couldn't capture the moment for you guys. Today, we're heading back to see if they've rebuilt their honey storage. Let's get our smoker ready and see what we're dealing with. Here it is. Look at the size of that thing. It is absolutely magnificent. It's hanging from a thick branch of a hardwood tree, suspended right over the muddy creek. There must be tens of thousands of bees blanketed over the comb, keeping the brood warm and guarding their treasure. Before I make my move, I need to prepare my most important tool, the smoker. I don't use high-tech beekeeping smokers. Instead, I bundle together dried nipa palm leaves and green grass. This creates a thick, cool, fragrant smoke. The smoke doesn't harm the bees, it simply confuses them. It triggers a natural instinct where they think there's a forest fire, causing them to gorge on honey and become lethargic. It also masks the alarm pheromones they release when they feel threatened. Without this smoke, stepping this close would result in hundreds of stings within seconds. Gently blowing the smoke onto the hive now, you can see the outer layer of bees starting to shimmer and move. This waving motion is called shimmering. It's a defense mechanism they use to scare off predators, creating a ripple effect across the entire colony. It's a beautiful but intimidating sight. As the smoke rolls over them, they begin to part, revealing the massive, golden structure underneath. Look at that. That white, puffed up section at the top is what we call the honey head or beau mut. That's where the pure honey is stored and capped with wax. Now, we practice sustainable harvesting here. In Vietnam, we call it cắt do mật, cutting the honey head. We never destroy the entire hive. We only cut the top portion where the honey is stored, leaving the lower section. the brood comb containing the larva, completely intact. This allows the queen and the colony to survive, and within a couple of weeks, they will rebuild the honey storage. It's a delicate balance. If we take too much, the colony will abandon the site. If we do it right, we can harvest from the same hive multiple times a year. Using my utility knife now, the smell of fresh honey hitting the humid air is indescribable. It's floral, earthy, and incredibly sweet. I have to work quickly but calmly. Sudden movements will startle them. You just have to stay calm. If your heart rate is low and you don't panic, they can sense that you aren't a threat. And there it is, the first beautiful chunk of capped wild honeycomb. Look at that golden liquid dripping down. Let's slide it carefully into our plastic bag. Beautiful. The smoke is doing its job, but these bees are much more restless. A few of them are buzzing aggressively around my face. I'm getting a couple of warning bumps on my forehead. When a bee bumps into you without stinging, it's telling you, back off. This is your final warning. I need to be extremely gentle. Holding onto the shaky branch with one hand,
Ôi.
I knew it. Look way up there, nestled in the fork of that slender tree. It's almost completely hidden by the surrounding nipa palm leaves. This is a classic defensive setup. The tree is quite thin, which means climbing it is going to be incredibly sketchy. It doesn't have thick branches to support my weight, and the trunk is slippery from the humidity. The bees start to notice my presence. The hum is getting louder. It's a deep, vibrating sound that you can feel in your chest. When you're suspended 10 feet in the air on a shaky branch, surrounded by angry bees. Your mind plays tricks on you. Every itch on your skin feels like a sting. You just have to focus on the task at hand. I'm reaching the level of the hive now. I need to secure my position. I'm wrapping my legs around the trunk to keep myself steady so I can use both hands. Now, let's light up the smoker again. The wind up here is stronger, which makes directing the smoke a bit tricky. I need to get the smoke right onto the comb to calm them down before I reach for my knife. I pull out my knife with the other. The honeycomb is beautifully wrapped around the branch. This is a younger hive, so the wax is pristine and white, and the honey inside is incredibly clear. Slowly, carefully, I begin to slice through the wax. I can feel the weight of the honeycomb shifting. I have to hold the plastic bag open with my teeth and one hand while cutting with the other. It's a clumsy, high-stakes game. If I drop it, all this effort and all this risk goes down into the mud. I'm making the final cut. The bees are swarming around my hands now, but they aren't stinging yet. They are just confused. And got it! The second honeycomb is safely in the bag. Look at the color of that honey. It's almost translucent, a beautiful light amber. This is top-tier wild honey. Now, I need to get down. Descending is often more dangerous than climbing because you can't see your footholds as easily. My muscles are tired, my hands are sticky with honey, and my legs are slightly shaking from the exertion. One slow step at a time. Man, it feels good to have my feet back on solid ground. That was intense. My heart is beating a mile a minute, but we got it done safely. No stings, 2 beautiful harvests, and the colonies are both left alive to rebuild. That is a successful day in my book. Let's take a look at our harvest. We have 2 bags of pure, raw, wild mangrove honey. Together, this is probably about 2 liters of liquid gold. To give you some perspective, harvesting wild honey like this is how many of us in the rural areas of Vietnam make a living. It's not easy money. It's dangerous, physically demanding, and there are days when you walk for miles and find absolutely nothing. I want to thank all of you for coming along on this journey with me today. To my viewers in the US and all over the world, thank you so much for your incredible support. It's your views and your comments that keep me going into these wild places. If you enjoyed this adventure, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below. Would you ever dare to climb a tree to harvest wild giant bees? Until next time, stay safe, stay adventurous, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.